Whew. Good morning and welcome to this week's video. We're at the coast. We've come out this morning to Dunnottar Castle. So the alarm went off at 5:30 and didn't want to get up. Really did not want to get up, but I'm glad that we did. We've got quite a nice sunrise this morning. So the last couple of days we've had some amazing sunrises and sunsets and haven't had the opportunity to get out. So we've had that opportunity this morning and decided to come back out to the coast, back out to one of the spots that we picked off our little list of places to visit, and it's Dunnottar Castle, which is a honeypot location, but rightly so. What an amazing castle just on the coast here, with spectacular views in all directions. The atmosphere here is superb, absolutely stunning. We've got seagulls again flying around in the sea. You can see the colour of the water, the reflection of the sun on the water, and we've got some really interesting rocks down on the shore there. So we're probably about 20 minutes pre-sunrise, and I believe the sun's going to come up just to my right, and I'm hoping that that's going to cast some nice golden light on the castle. We've got some quite dramatic clouds actually above the castle, which is nice, and again hopefully when the sun comes up they might light a little, fingers crossed. So there are a couple of different viewpoints that you can take the castle from, so I think we'll have a little wander. I'm just going to fine-tune this composition. I say we were a little bit on the last minute getting here, so we've literally picked out this little composition here, just looking directly at the castle, but we're going to go and have a wander and see what else we can get. Okay, so we've moved literally about 30 steps to the right and just picking out this composition here. So there's some steps that you can go down to access the castle, and what's quite nice here is that we've got this sort of a fence that's running just diagonally into the centre of the frame towards the path that leads you up to the castle, almost creating a bit of a leading line. Now the sun is going to be coming above the horizon just shortly, and we're getting some nice side light at the moment, and again I'm taking a couple of exposures just to try and balance things up properly. I really like the soft pastel-y, orangey, pinky hues that we've got at the moment, and just trying to bring that out in the images. You can see that it is horrendously windy again and clinging onto the tripod for dear life yet again, but so glad that we made the effort to get up. It's a place that we've been wanting to come and visit for quite a while, and to be stood watching the sunrise in such an atmospheric, historic place is unreal, beautiful. Okay, so the sun has risen now directly behind the castle. The wind yet again is hampering the photography. It's bitter cold, bitter cold, and as soon as again you pop your fingers out to put your settings on, I literally can't feel my fingers, so trying to put the settings in is proving a little bit difficult. I was sort of hoping that we get some nice side light on the castle. I had a look on the app this morning just to see where the sun would set and sun would rise, and I think I probably need to recalibrate, because I was hoping, thinking, looking at the app, that it was going to rise just to the right of the castle, putting some nice side light, but obviously with the sun being behind, the castle, as I say, is in silhouette, so it's very difficult to get a good exposure, well balanced exposure when you're shooting directly into the sun. So yeah, I think the shots on the back of the camera are looking alright. I think it's a little bit run and gun this morning, to be honest, but we will carry on exploring and just see. I'm just conscious of trying to get some different compositions really, rather than just from this same area. So I think there's a path that leads off and around to the right, getting a view looking north. So we might possibly go and have a look for that, and I'll come back to you shortly. Oh. Well, what a crazy start to this week's video. The wind on the cliffs there was absolutely ferocious. We just dropped down slightly and the wind has eased so much that it's actually, it feels quite calm, even though it is still windy. But I'm now looking for different compositions, something a bit different than the typical shots. So I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we've got two embankments, one on the right, one on the left, that almost just come down together just off centre of the image with the castle in the background. Now, just in front of us we've got all of these dead, broken, I don't know what they are, whether it's shrubbery or I don't know what it is, but I've tried to cut past that. Initially I thought that might make quite an interesting foreground, but looking at the back of the camera it actually looks really messy. So I've tried to focus past that and zoom past that and cut out this immediate section here, and just using that bank really with the castle in the background. Now the colour's pretty much gone out of the sky, but we have still got some nice detailed texture in those clouds above. And with the birds flying around, it looks quite atmospheric. So we are going to push on. I want to just try and get to the edge of this little path where, from what I can see, there might be a shot of the castle, including some of the sea around the cliffs. So we'll head up, and I suppose really we should show you the images that we've taken so far this morning. It's been wild, absolutely wild. The feeling in my fingers is just about coming back. But yeah, we'll leave those images with you and we'll push on.
You can't turn the tide, let the water go where it wants to go. Yourself beneath the stones. Somebody told me don't pretend, 'cause everyone could use a friend sometimes. Take some good advice. Don't let your fear decide. That's how you break inside.
Okay, so it's been a crazy morning. It's been wild and it feels like things have been a bit frantic, which I really don't like when we're out with the camera. I like taking a bit of a steady pace, enjoying it. But this morning with the conditions has just been crazy. So apologies if it seemed a little bit frantic. we've come back up to the top and we're at this bit now that I just wanted to try and see if I could get a shot of the motion around the bottom of the cliffs here where the castle is. The sun is coming up now, the light's going to be too harsh shortly, but I just wanted to try and get a pano here. I'm going to take a couple just as this light changes. I noticed that we were getting a little bit of that side light just coming on this embankment here. There's some nice glow on the water which looks beautiful. The waters again are almost aqua blue, it's just stunning, and there's not much of a tide because it's low tide, so the waves are just ever so slightly with the wind rolling over the rocks, and with the wind blowing a little bit of spray off that's catching on that light. So here, stood looking at it, it just looks immense, really, really beautiful. But I think for this morning, it's been an experience again in these conditions. You know, there's no one else here, and you know, one half of me thinks, why not? And the other half of me thinks, sensible people. But yeah, I'll get this panel shot, these couple of other little tight ones, and then we'll show you these images from here.
I'm hoping what I said could make you change your mind, though it doesn't really matter when my hands are tied. I'm trying to walk across the bridges that I've burned. My only way to you is gone, the tide has turned. So give me a light, show me what I need.
Wow, what a morning. Craziness.
Mental.
Absolutely crazy, hasn't it? We were both saying as we walked away that we have enjoyed that this morning, and I don't want it to come across that we haven't. You know, to visit a location like this is just amazing, absolutely amazing. And the winds today, yes, have hampered, but we're out, we've come out, you know, and the weather isn't going to stop us, no matter whether it's raining, blowing a gale, snow, ice. So yeah, like I say, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed a little look around the castle and sharing the windiness of the morning with us and the images. So yeah, I suppose just thank you very much for watching. Take care. We'll see you next week. Adios.